morning, everyone. So this is our group, and we will be discussing maintenance record contents and entries. So this is ensuring the airworthiness through meticulous documentation. We will be discussing how maintenance record are um, formed and how it is conceived by our aircraft logbook. So first up, I'd like to introduce our group as a reporter, Oxenberg Cruz. We also have our leader, Godwin, Telfon Oro. Also, our other reporter, Jason Zuniga, and our group members, Adriat Agario and Moises John. I'll be discussing the aviation maintenance proper documentation. It is just the importance of how work is performed on aircraft and every inspection, repair, or modification uh, in our records. Maintenance record contents focuses on three critical documentations and uphold the integrity on aircraft maintenance records, such as airworthiness directives, um, for Form 337, and major alterations and repairs, and preventive maintenance record. So these are the critical uh, records for our aircraft logbook. Um, Next slide, please. Introduction. So we have our airworthiness directive compliance entries. So how airworthiness directive is recorded on aircraft logbooks and the importance of accuracy and traceability on this document. FF, FAA Form 337, which is for major alteration and major repairs. When the Form 337 is a supporting document and how aircraft configuration and future inspections. Preventive maintenance recording requirements. This is the for regulations standards of entries must be made after performing preventive maintenance and the importance of clear and compliant maintenance records. Why records or accurate records matter for safety and compliance. This is to ensure that all records which are verified for the safety of the aircraft. So, legal compliance, maintain detailed records for mandatory compliance for FAA regulations, ensuring the aircraft remains legally airworthy. Um, this is to establish the complete life history of the aircraft, which is essential for valuation, eventual safe or transfer. Foundation, what makes a complete maintenance record? First up, we have the description of work, a clear and concise recording detailing the work performed, including time and service location. Second is reference data, identification of maintenance manual procedure or aircraft worthiness directives or other data used or performed on this aircraft. Number three is the signature and certificate. This is the signature and certificate number of the person or agency proving the aircraft returned to service. So this is the engineers or maintenance workers that worked on the aircraft. Uh, every record must contain the elements to ensure the accountability and traceability of the maintenance actions. So these are all important part of the repair or alteration. The aircraft directives compliance entries for critical details. So first one is the aircraft number and revision. Clearly states specified aircraft directive number and current revision being addressed. So um, the number of times it is being done on the aircraft. The second one, it is the method of compliance. This describes how requirements for airworthiness directives were met, such as inspection, repair, or replacement of the part or the aircraft. The next up is time and date. The record of the time and date which is was complied or the action it was completed. The next up is the next action due date, which is the time it will be serviced again. So if it is the annual inspection or the 100-hour inspection for the aircraft. Next up is the Form 337, understanding major alterations and repair. What necessitates this form for major repair or alteration if it was properly done, and factors such as weight, balance, or strength that will affect the aircraft. And in any major alterations, the specific alteration for the manufacturer specification. The purpose for this 337 is for the recording and describe for the repair or alteration that has been done and how it is certified from FAA approved data or the manufacturer's compliance. Just a quick tip or key rule, the Form 337 must be furnished to the aircraft owner or the original must be sent to the FAA. Next up is the safety documentation, preventive maintenance recording, which is documentation of maintenance actions done to keep an airworthiness of the aircraft, regulations such as accountability, traceability, and this also covers inspection for parts, servicing, or major repairs of the aircraft. And next up is navigation and preventive maintenance that will be reported by my other member, Jason.
Okay, so good morning. So for the second leg part of our presentation, we will be targeting of navigating the preventive maintenance recording equipment. So preventive maintenance includes simple, non-complex tasks that typically do not require an ENT or an aircraft and power plant mechanic to perform. So first of all, the work must be signed off in the maintenance record by the pilot or owner who performed the work if authorized or not. Second, the entry must be identify the aircraft by make, model, nationality, and registration mark. Third, it must include the kind of preventive maintenance performed, for example, like replacing a light bulb, changing oil, or fixing a strut. Fourth, the signature certificate number, if applicable, and type of certificate held must be included. So next up, we have conventional report. So we have three main concepts on what must be truly recorded when it comes to preventive maintenance or in maintenance documentation in general. So first we have maintenance action details, time and part information, certification and verification. So these three are important, which I'm going to explain in a bit. So first, maintenance action details. So this is where you must record what task was done, what kind of task was done, and how it was done in specific procedures or manuals using reference like AMM, CMM, or any load approved instructions. Next up, we have time and part information. This includes the date of the task, what time it was done, and the aircraft's TSN or CSN, and any part of details involved. So part numbers, serial numbers, and whether components were inspected, serviced, or replaced. So every component, every item, every number of item or tool that was used must be written and recorded. Lastly, you have certification and verification. This is where you must list the name, the signature, and the license of the person or mechanic who performed or checked the work, or it may be an inspector of some sort. Include any required test results and the return to service statement to confirm airworthiness. So every record must contain these elements in order to ensure accountability and traceability of all maintenance actions. Next up, what are the best practices for clear and concise entries? So first of all, it must be detailed, must be brief, concise. It must include necessary specifics like parts use, reference data, and measurements without unnecessary jargon or lengthy narratives. Use standard abbreviations since in the aviation field, you must keep it short but significantly. Ensure legibility, whether written or digital, the entry must be easily readable. Faded ink or messy handwriting can invalidate a record. Record time in service. Always log the total time in service of the aircraft, the completion of the work, not just the day. A high quality record entry is one that any subsequent mechanic or inspector can immediately understand and verify. So, what else are the common pitfalls and how to avoid them? So, first, we have ambiguity. What is ambiguity? Using vague language like fix the engine issue. It's a very broad way of saying it when you could simplify it. So instead of saying that, we could describe the fault or the repair process by using specific items, serial numbers, or words to amplify the meaning. Second of all is missing signatures, which is very critical when it comes to maintenance. Like when you're forgetting to sign or include the required certificate number. So aside from that, we can implement a checklist to ensure all required information because this is very critical when it comes to releasing a maintenance logbook or return to service. So lastly, this is AD or airworthiness directives, non-compliance tracking. This is failing to track recurring airworthiness directives accurately or missing one-time airworthiness directives. This is critical because we need to follow the authority, the FAA. So we must maintain a separate, actively managed AD compliance sheet and cross-reference it in every logbook entry. So there are two kinds of it. You have digital and paper records. So for digital, which is preferred in our generation now, which is new, we must increase efficiency and searchability for our documents. It has enhanced security and data backup capabilities. And it still must meet all regulatory requirements for content and authenticity, such as electronic signatures or such. For paper records, which is traditional, for back then we used physical signatures, which provide immediate proof of work. Though it is risk of physical damage, loss, or illegible entries, though it has a careful storage and handling, which are mandatory in order to maintain integrity over the aircraft's life. So we have three key takeaways and resources for continued compliance. First, airworthiness status. The maintenance record is the sole determinant of the aircraft's legal airworthiness. Mandatory references are always record compliance with airworthiness directives and use Form 337 for all major work. Last but not the least, we have integrity. This ensures every integrity is complete, permanent, and legible, which is also signed off with the correct certification. So I thank you all for listening. We are Group 5 and hope you have a nice day. Thank you.
Hello, I'm with Sir John Kenneth Malaka. Sir, nice to meet you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Introduce yourself.
My name is John Kenneth Malaka. I work in Philippine Air Ground Support Solution as safety officer in SSQA department, which is Safety, Security, and Quality Assurance.
So, as a safety officer here in PAGS, what is the importance of safety in ground handling in the aviation industry?
As a ground handling service provider, our first priority is the safety of our assets. Kasama na doon yung lives ng passenger. We make sure na makapunta yung aircraft sa patungo niyang destinasyon.
As a safety officer, how do you record or provide entries when it comes to ground handling equipment?
Before using of our equipments here at PAGS, we provide checklists sa mga ground equipment operators natin to 360 check if the equipment is serviceable. When the equipment operator saw some irregularities, they should file a breakdown report to our GSE maintenance team, which is ground support equipment maintenance. Ang trabaho ni maintenance team is to break down the equipment para hindi na siya magamit ng ibang operator and to maintenance it para maging serviceable siya sa rampa.
That's a good answer. So, one last question. Do you have any inspirational or motivational words for our students?
Kailangan lang mag-aral ng mabuti. So, pag nag-aaral ka ng mabuti, madadala mo siya sa work. Siyempre, kailangan natin ng growth and career ladder. Non-stop na pag-aaral yon. Pag nasimulan natin as student, madadala natin siya hanggang pagtrabaho.
So thank you, Sir John Kenneth.